And the VinFast Ironman World Championship is underway.
Sam Laidlow is absolutely stringing this group out.
Hit dry land. Here we go. Mino Koolhaas. First out, we have Sam Laidlow. Second.
It is Sam Laidlow who is in and out of T1 like nobody's business.
He just looks on form. Just seeing how aggressive he is being, that tells me that he's feeling great.
Is that Sam Laidlow is on track right now to break 4 hours for this bike course. 4 in Hawaii, I mean, with some wind.
It absolutely is unbelievable.
It's still early in the race. We're not halfway, and it looks painful.
Just picked up my spoon so I can scoop my shit. Every test I can do pretty much, as we're not really getting any answers at the moment from the current blood tests I've done. So yeah, just picked up three little cups that I can shit in, and then I don't know what I'm going to give them back probably tomorrow at some point. And some guy's getting paid to analyse my shit, and then hopefully that guy's going to save my day. So here we are back on YouTube. Yeah, it's been a while since I've kind of given any updates or any news about me, mostly because I've been struggling really since Hawaii. Yeah, not necessarily struggling mentally, but just struggling with my health. After Hawaii, I obviously went straight to Dubai, to the T100 there, and I wanted to finish the season on a high. And so I really pushed my body and wasn't really listening to my body despite coming off what was probably not only the best training block of my life, but also probably the race where I'd pushed myself to the limit the most. I've actually never really spoken about it kind of publicly, but yeah, I believe and still believe that I was extremely fit, leaned into Hawaii, but for whatever reason, the body kind of gave in, and I had severe electrolyte imbalance when I finished the race. We presume that I took too much sodium in one go after I kind of missed the first bottles, the first aid station on the bike. And so basically what happened was my stomach just started swelling. And I've always had this weakness of kind of the hydration part. Something in my body is not quite as sturdy as other people's. It kind of explains why I've had a lot of races where my body has just shut down. It's not even a bonk really. It really is just like, it's not a sugar bonk like a lot of athletes would have. For me, it's more that one of my organs just gives in, and I think this time I really pushed my kidneys to a bit too far, because since then I've been really struggling with basically like an electrolyte imbalance in my body. And I think that's why when I went to Dubai, I kind of had this random hamstring tear. And then after Dubai, it was kind of off season anyway. So I went to spend almost a month in Australia, first time ever with my girlfriend there. And yeah, enjoyed a bit of downtime. I kind of still trained, but not a lot. Yeah, I knew that something in my body wasn't amazing just because my recovery rate was pretty slow when I was there. I would go for one run and then the next day be quite tired, especially kind of muscle tightness more than anything. And then came back from Australia mid-December and was really keen to kind of get back to it, get back training. And all through Christmas and stuff, I had 3 pretty good weeks actually, 3 pretty good weeks of training, especially my running. I think I'd managed to kind of maintain a level that I'd built up to Kona, and then I kind of managed to keep running in Australia quite well. And I got over the hamstring tear relatively quickly, like within 2 weeks. So yeah, I came back here, had 3 decent weeks, and then pretty much New Year's Eve, everyone around me kind of started getting a little bit ill. I was fine, which was kind of weird, because normally I'm kind of quite prone to, yeah, picking up stuff, just simply because, I don't know, our immune system is already quite run down. And so what started happening was I started having some days where I was just extremely tired. I'd often kind of train for about 10 to 20 minutes and then it's as if someone like pulls the plug out and I'm just completely exhausted. And what happened was initially this cycle, like this bad day was only happening kind of once every 5 days. So I'd kind of do 5 days normal training and then 1 day bad. And then slowly the cycle of the good days got smaller and smaller and smaller. And yeah, I just knew something wasn't right really. And I've always been someone who listens to my body. I'm definitely not the most consistent triathlete right now, whether it be in racing or in training. And so yeah, slowly that cycle got smaller and then eventually got to a point where literally I was just failing every single session every day. And so for about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I would literally go to training every day and try to train. And after 10 minutes, my body would stop. I had a random odd day or two where it started to like I felt okay, but then I would be tired again for 3 or 4 days. The exact feeling I've been having really in the sessions is often I will just kind of feel, I don't feel amazing, but I feel confident that I can finish the session for about, I don't know, it lasts anywhere between 5 minutes to sometimes maybe even an hour, depending on if I've had many days rest before. So if I kind of do nothing for 3 or 4 days, for instance, a few days ago, like I tried to go riding with my brother and I kind of felt okay for about an hour to an hour and a half and then I was just dead like usual. But when I say dead, it's really as if someone pulls the plug out and I'm just empty. I can't get oxygen to my kind of arms and legs, and I feel like literally everything in my body is just telling me to stop and not move basically. That's the best I can really explain it. And what's annoying is that in everyday life, I don't feel terrible. I don't feel amazing, but I feel like as if I sit like now, I'm here and I'm chilling, I don't feel terrible. I don't feel ill. I don't feel sick. So that's what's most frustrating. But I've noticed that when I do a session and if I do go to that point where I just completely shut down, then afterwards for the rest of the day, I am really, really tired. The days where I have been able to train a little bit, I tend to sleep really badly. Like my body is just kind of inflamed from the training. There's definitely a lot of inflammation actually. Like I can feel it in my lymphatic system, probably because I haven't been able to like sweat as I normally do and eliminate all the toxins. So yeah, a bit of water retention, a bit of kind of lymphatic inflammation around like the lymph nodes, like behind the knees and on the hips here. And one of the main symptoms was that I just didn't smell nice, and I hate that. I hate not smelling good. But that's when I really noticed that something was wrong. Yeah, straight away tried to get onto a solution with my medical team, with Marty and who's my doctor and who I've been working with for pretty much since 6 or 7 years now, so a long time. And he's helped me a lot out in the past with my gut issues, with my calf tears and stuff. And we kind of I went into a photon capsule, which is photon therapy, and we noticed that I didn't sweat at all, which for me was very weird. So something in my body was kind of blocked. Bearing in mind all this that I'm explaining now is probably going to be very badly explained because I don't know all the exact science and kind of I'm not a doctor really, so I'm just kind of translating it how I perceive it. The idea was to consistently do some photon therapy every 48 hours pretty much, maybe push it a little bit more given that the first time I didn't sweat, and after the third time eventually there was a day where I sweat loads. And yeah, I probably lost like 5 or 6 liters. So we clearly stimulated something then, but this also then brought out an infection. So yeah, we checked my bloods and checked it on the microscope, and on the microscope you could literally see the virus. I don't know what exact virus it is, but it's just probably like a normal flu or something that people get. But yeah, so basically because my immune system was so run down, I then got this infection on top of it, and which was super frustrating again, because I was trying to kind of still do a little bit of training, try to tick over as the season was getting closer and closer, or is getting closer and closer. And it got to a point where basically we couldn't analyze what we wanted to. We think the electrolyte imbalance is something to do with my kidneys, but we couldn't analyze it properly because this infection was now kind of setting us back, and anything that we did analyze would be kind of just not accurate data. Then both my dad and Marty told me to take a week completely off. So I did. And that brings us to pretty much today. I tried to go for a run yesterday, which was my first day effectively back, but same after 10 minutes, I was dead. And yesterday afternoon we went to see my doctor, check the bloods to see if the infection was still there, and it's pretty much gone now, which is a good sign, which means we can now come back to where we were originally to try and analyse the problems that I was having. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. We're on kind of day 2 of me supposed to be starting to train again, but given my electrolyte imbalance and what's going on, we don't really know how long this will take. But yeah, yesterday when we checked the bloods, we then also checked my urine, and there was very high levels of like calcium crystals in the urine when you looked at it on the microscope. So yeah, at least we found something now, because I think up to now one of the most frustrating things was the fact that I was just we didn't know where to go, we didn't know what this problem was. I've always felt like there has been kind of like an Achilles heel as such, which isn't my Achilles heel, but is like an organ, whether it's my liver or my kidneys, which kind of stops me from racing to my full potential, because I've done 15 Ironmans in my career, and 2 of them I kind of haven't completely shut down or haven't finished in the medical tent, and one of them I finished second in Kona, and the other one I won the World Championship. So, and I didn't do anything differently in them 2 races compared to all the other ones where my body did just shut down. Yeah, for me this year is really about getting to the bottom of this. Of course, I mean, I want to win Nice and stuff, but it doesn't mean as much to me given that I've already done it compared to trying to win Kona next year. So yeah, it's a bit of a big question mark on what this season will be, but my main priority is making sure that I'm 100% healthy so that I can then hopefully be more consistent. So yeah, I don't know where this season right now is going to bring us, because it might take us 1, 2, 3, 4 months to find out what the problem is and to fully cure it. And then yeah, hopefully we would have kind of taken a step back to be able to take a few forward and be able to train consistently. But yeah, right now it's difficult, especially nowadays with Instagram and everything and YouTube, and seeing everyone train like mad dogs. It's difficult to kind of stay confident. The most frustrating thing I would say is that, well, first of all, it's not like something physical that I can see, and I sometimes think I would rather have an actual like fracture or stress fracture or something, because at least then you know what you have, you know what the protocol is to get better, and you can fuck off to Barbados for 3 weeks if you want to and have a holiday. Because now, like I don't know if I'll be better tomorrow, the day after that. And I've been thinking that over and over again for a month and a half now, which is, yeah, it's really, really draining on the mind. There's days where I just feel like giving up and doing something completely different. But yeah, just kind of not knowing where we're going, despite me trusting like 100% the team behind me. It's just, there's some things in life that you can't just solve like that. So I've been in difficult situations before, and I've always got through them. And when I least expect it, kind of good things come. And right now I really don't expect good things to come. So hopefully very soon we can kind of see some light at the end of the tunnel, basically. So what's next? I guess we don't really know. My original plan was actually to do a marathon in Seville at the end of this month, 23rd, but that went out the window a long time ago when it started kind of going pear-shaped. And then the next plan, so not the original plan, just the original plan, was to do Ironman South Africa and then 2 70.3s, and then kind of get ready mostly for Nice. But yeah, that's kind of gone to shit now, and there's still a big question mark over this, because I need to do an Ironman to validate. And yeah, again, as I said, I really don't know if I'll be okay in a week or maybe a month, but I think within the next week or so I'll have to make a decision for South Africa and Challenge Sibani, which were kind of 2 races that I was going to do back to back. I mean, all that I do know is that if I do go and do them, I definitely won't be in good shape. I'll just have to kind of get through them and validate my slot for Nice. But yeah, it's all a waiting game right now, and every day we're doing what we can. I have an appointment with a nephrologist that my doctor works with, a nephrologist is someone who specializes in the kidney. So yeah, we'll definitely keep you posted, whether it be on YouTube here or on Instagram. But right now, I don't really know where I'm going. I might just give up and become a hooker.